Hello, everybody.
Hi. Hi,
Happy
everybody.
Thursday. We are live.
Thursday.
All right. So, thank you guys for joining us today. If you're joining us for the first time, my name is Coach Angel. I'm a mom of three boys. And today we're going to be discussing why so many businesses in our Black community fails, and some of them they really struggle to succeed, even though they have done everything possible to humanly possible to scale the business. So if you're someone who have a failed business in the past, or you're thinking about starting a business and you're still thinking like, is this going to work out? Please stay with us today. And if you're even somebody who is not even interested in business, but you just want to know, because no knowledge is lost, right? Stay with
Exactly.
us. And if you're watching the replay, make sure you watch the entire replay, because today we're going to be bringing in our personal journey, and we'll be sharing that with you guys. Okay. So we're going to be having real conversation about why so many businesses fail in our community, the mistakes most entrepreneurs make, and most importantly, what you can do differently to increase your chances of scaling your business. Okay. So today on this live, I have my sister Matty and Folake of the Most High. Folake just got back from England. So welcome back, Folake. So,
Thanks.
Matty, I wanted to just share a little bit about your journey and introduce yourself.
Hey, guys. So, my name is Martina. I'm also a mom of three living here in Atlanta, Georgia. Oh, my God. When we talk about business, like, I've been. I've been in it. Let's say business is actually in my blood, in my bloodstreams. Okay, been in business since I can remember, like since Uniben, since University of Benin. I've always been in business. But it's amazing how over the years, okay, I have learned, I have grown, okay, and today I'm a digital business owner. Honestly speaking, that's one of the best things that's happened to me lately, because if there's one thing that I know I don't want have to worry about with this business, okay, is that I don't have to worry about packing inventory or shipping inventory, and I don't even have to worry about doing it alone. So yes, as the Angel introduced, we're talking today about why most of our businesses fail. If you ask the average Nigerian or average African person, okay, in fact, let's say blacks, even black Americans, okay, out of every 10 women you see, I'm sure six of them would have had a business of some sort at some point, whether it's nail stick on nails they were selling, whether it's lashes they were selling, whether it's
Lip
um
gloss.
lingerie they were selling, whether it's lip gloss, whether it's hair, whether it's shapewear, whether it's a body butter or whatever it is. We're all always really wanting to do business, but the truth is, because most of us do not have a roadmap or a blueprint, okay, or a system that is already proven to work. The truth is, most of those businesses fail within the first 3 years. The businesses will fail, and you just see people, you maybe you bought something that was really good from them for maybe your hair, like hair serum, and in a few months you can go looking for them and they are non-existent. Okay, so that's the story, and I am one of those people too that have started multiple different kind of businesses. Just name it. I've sold shapewear, I've sold shoes and bags, sold dresses, I've sold hair, I've sold like pretty much everything. But the truth is, because I never had that strategic roadmap or that community that supported me and gave me a system that actually worked. The truth of the matter is, I struggled to stay afloat, and when it gets to a point and I'm just tired, I just pack up the business and move on to the next one. Okay. And that's the reason why I'm always so excited when I talk about this business, this digital business, because the support that I get now is something that I never got before.
All right, so Falake is your next now. So tell us what your journey has been and what you think comparing the digital business to the previous businesses that you've done.
Okay,
In-
so I'll first introduce myself. Hello, everyone. If you're new, I'm Falake, mom of two boys living in Ottawa, Canada. So mine is a bit different when I compare it to Martina's story. From the onset, I've always been a person that has always been center mega focused on just the 9 to 5, nothing else but 9 to 5. But I remember back in Nigeria when we decided to, like, you know what, let's just explore and go out of our comfort zone, and then decided to start a small business. I think we started, it was an event planning business for kids, right? So it was kind of short lived because I feel like if I sit back and I look at why certain things didn't work, first things first was that we had to first get most of the things we were going to use from the UK. Now comparing it to that, I'm in a business where I don't really care. I'm not bothered about products. I don't need to start thinking about moving products from one place to the other. But then because we're in that kind of business where you had to get like all of the things that you would use for setting up a party, right? So we had to buy a couple of those things from the UK, and then to start thinking about, oh, we had to start connecting to different vendors. And also, I think one of the things for me back then was also I didn't really, if you look at this business right now, you have the concept of a mentor, you have the concept of a coach. I didn't have that back then, right? So it was more or less like we're flying solo, right? So if I look back and I think about it, that if I probably had that kind of support and mentorship and coaching and even all the tools available to us right now in this business, I probably would have excelled in that business
You would
back
have
then,
survived.
right? So exactly. So thinking about it now, and that's why every day when I wake up, I just thank God that he actually directed us in this right path. Because after that business, I was like, you know what? Let me just go back to my 9 to 5. This business thing is not for me. I'm a fully 9 to 5 babe. Let me just stick to it. So, which was why when we're even going to start this business, like, are you sure? Should we do this or not? Because I'm fully, if I don't earn my pay at the end of the month, I'm good. Any other thing. So, this business has actually been an eye opener to say that, you know what? You can have your 9 to 5. You can also still follow your heart. You can do both at the same time, and one would not clash over the other. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So for me, just like Mati, I've always sewed because, as I said before, Mati is my sister, and we were raised with my mom business surviving us. Like I was 6 months when my dad died, and my we left my mom with like 8 kids. So the her plan B was actually what survived us. Her business was so right from a very young age, we knew that it's very important to have something on the side, right? So me, right from my university days, like I've always sold something. Like if I'm going to school, like if you're watching this live or you're going to watch the replay, if you're familiar with Lagos Island, Balogun Market, I used to buy stock jeans, right? From Balogun Market, I will take it to school. I remember that time I used to sell it like 3,005 in school, and I was never broke because of this, because anytime my money is about to finish, somebody that is owing me was going to pay, right? Then there was a time like people just owe me, and no one was paying, and that business packed up. Then I remembered one time when Matthew was going back to school, she knew this lady that was selling Mary Kay. I didn't have money to become a distributor. She took Mary Kay from the lady, gave them to me to take to school, to sell. And I don't know if you remember, Matthew.
I do.
Took
We've,
them
we've been
to
everywhere.
yeah, took them to school to
Yeah.
sell. So business have always been like, even I've sold coffee, like weight loss coffee in Nigeria. I've
Yeah.
sold clothes. I've sold,
I
even at the
remember.
first time I traveled out of Nigeria was Dubai. I actually brought back wigs and hair, to sell. So I've always sold every time that I traveled out of Nigeria when I was still back home. When I'm coming back with something to sell, right? But over the years, like all of these businesses, they work. Even when I moved to Canada, when I haven't gotten a job, I literally am like, I can't just sit at home. I started cooking. I was cooking from home. That was like the first business that I started. I was catering for people, even students. Like I would cook, freeze the food, and send to ship to them. And I was catering for like university gala night and all of that. Then, when I was on mat leave with my last child, I'm someone that is very particular with how my body looks. I'm very particular with my looks in terms of my waistline and all of that. I want my waistline to be snatched all the time. So right from time, I've always waist trained, right? Then when I had my first child, I used the postpartum belly wrap, and the postpartum belly wrap was not that comfortable. So now that I moved to Canada, I was having this touch. I'm like, you know what? I'm in an environment whereby I could actually build something, right? So I could actually build something and make a business out of it. So that was how Matty started sorting. She's always my miss. She started searching. She got manufacturer for me, and we started working together to build that postpartum belly wrap. And I was on mat leave, and I launched that postpartum belly wrap. I launched that product with the goal that when I scale this business, I don't have to return back to work. But God have it, COVID happened. I stayed on for 2 years. I was excited because I'm like, okay, within this period, this business would have been able to meet my financial goal for me not to return back to work. But that didn't work out, right? So now that I've started this and I've built that business for 5 years, and to be honest with you, what I've held that business together is the returning customers that I have. Okay, if not for those returning customer, that business would have also been like the other previous business. Why? Because it is just me. I have to think outside of the
There's no
box.
roadmap. There's no
Yes,
roadmap.
there is
There's
no
no
roadmap, there is no
structure. There's no,
long-term
yeah,
goal, there is no short-term
yeah.
goal, there is
Mhm.
nobody to hold me accountable.
Right.
There is I am like doing everything. The right tools are not there. Like my email campaign, I have to sort it out to someone else. That is something that this business does. Like I don't even think about it when somebody,
Mhm.
go to
Yep.
my to sign up on my website. So all of these things were like things that I was thinking, I'm like, is this how it's going? Even if I scale this, it got to say, I'm like, even if I scale this business, this
How
is
will
a
you
business
manage
that
it?
we still like, I was burnt out. You know what I mean? I'm like, God. So that was when I was looking for something else. I've come to realize I read books, right? As I study, I learn more about businesses, marketing, and all of that, I come to realize that for you to actually scale, you have to be in a community where there are like minds. You have people going to the same direction as you. They have to be people there. You have to have like a mentor, a coach, someone to hold you accountable, right? Like an accountability partner, someone that you can
Guide you.
actually ask questions, right? Someone that you can look up to. So these are the things that I have learned since I joined this community. And that's why, like, when we're looking for topic for this life, I'm like, you know what, let's analyze this and kind of share this with our audience,
Yeah.
the things that they need to do or the things they need to look out for when they're starting a business, or when they before they even start the business, for them to be able to scale their business. So for me, comparing my former businesses with this business, the things that are working for me right now, honestly, is the mentorship program, my accountability partner opportunity, okay, and also the tools and the systems that are in place. You get it? All of these things, like, I'm not overwhelmed at all. Even when I think about this business, are there days that I just sit down and things are not going the way I expect them to go, and I'm feeling some type of way? Yes. But trust me, when I go into our Facebook community, when I go in there, as I'm living there, I have carried
You
my
come
camera.
out gingered. You come out gingered.
I have carried
Yeah.
my camera. I'm
Ready to
like,
go to the drawing board.
we love down here. Like we
We die here. I mean, that's
I
like the
know.
vision board, you
You
know.
know,
I'm like
yesterday I was
I'm
just
like,
thinking
we
about
die
this.
here. Sometimes I
Mhm.
will call my sister. I'm like, hey, have you seen so person story? Hey God. I said,
I know,
I
I
said,
know.
here we pin here. So if
Mhm.
you're watching this live, as I said, or you're watching it on replay, some of the things I have learned, I'll pass it on to the other ladies as well to share their what they've found to make them successful in their business. For me, when you're looking for anything, check if the community
Yeah.
is strong, right? Check if there is a mentorship program. Even if there is no mentorship program in that community, see, set some money aside to pay for that mentorship program. In
Yeah.
our businesses, we're lucky that we have that for
You
free,
don't have to pay
right?
extra.
We have, yeah, we have that for free. You don't have to pay extra. But if you're looking outside another business, see, put budget for mentorship and coaching, because trust me, that is a game changer. Okay.
Yeah.
And thirdly, accountability partner, having someone that will hold you accountable. Okay. And fourthly, long-term goals and long-term goals in your business, and strategy on how to, strategy A and strategy B, because sometimes is not, entrepreneurship is not a straight
It's not
line.
straightforward. Yep.
Sometimes you're going this, they carry you go where you don't know. So by the
Yeah.
time they carry you go where you don't know, that's when you launch your plan B. So I'm going to stop here
Right.
and
Right.
let the ladies run there.
I know it's so interesting that you talked about how if we go into our Facebook, community, you get gingered up. I literally stayed up until this maybe 2:30 a.m. this morning, relaunching my ad. You know how I was complaining about, oh, my ad, how I need to redo it, or I don't know what I need to do. I went into the Facebook group and I read this lady's story, and she was just so thankful, right? That she cannot even believe she's where she is today. That she's tried so many things, right? But and she never knew this business would work for her. She just took a chance. And here she is today. Okay. 3 years down the line, the kind of income that she's making, her confidence, her family life has changed, everything has changed. Man, after I read that story, I just picked up my laptop like this. I say, okay,
Don't sleep. I have
let's,
to do
let's,
this
let's
tonight.
figure this thing
You
out.
active.
And yes, and that is the thing about being in a community, okay, with like-minded people.
Yeah.
So the honest truth is there are communities and there are communities. Okay, every community is not made equal, because I've been in other communities before. Okay, when you join that community, first of all, there will not be mentorship, a special section that you have to pay extra for. Okay, to be to be in that maybe inner circle or something like that, right? That will be to be
Yeah, inner
separate from
circle.
the main one. They'll be
Yeah.
having their Zoom separately. They will not share the information in that place with you because you need to pay like 2K or 3K or 5K extra. But you are supposed to be in a community with people. We don't have that in our community. The same information that the people earning 7 figures monthly are receiving, that is the same information that all of us, both the person that started today and the person that has been here for 10 years, okay, it's the same information that everybody's getting. So there's no gatekeeping. So I am not going to even compare this community with anyone that I've been, because I've been in so many communities. Okay. Sometimes I out of um oh my god, if I really want to win, then I need to pay extra, right? I will go and I will pay extra. Do I still get the support and the tools that I need to succeed? No, absolutely no. I still not do not. I have to go and start figuring things out by myself. But with this program, you are not figuring things out yourself. You have people holding your hands. You have people literally doing step by step training every day. If you have the time, if you can just dedicate 1 to 2 hours every day and lock in, okay, there is no way, there is no way you will not get the results that you desire. It's just a matter of time, not if, but when.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just to add to that, I'm going to go back to, so just before I started this business with Dotun, I know you guys know my story about the fact that I waited for 11 years to have children. So that kind of led us to, one day I was sitting, I was just thinking that, you know what, I want to start something just out of my passion to help, to start doing like personalized shopping for people that want to buy baby items, even in Nigeria and all of that, and within Canada. So I started that business, say, a couple of months before I got found out about this digital business, right? I dare say that all of the tools I'm using right now in our digital business, I'm using it.
In your
Why
business.
I'm even thriving on that other business is based on the tools and everything I've learned on even what to do on social media, all the trainings I got from our digital business. I'm leveraging it and using it on the other business right now. So that's one of the things that actually stood out for me with this business. Outside of the fact that you have the income. So I look outside of the income. For me, one of the key things are the tools, the automation for me, the fact that I can actually go to bed, wake up in the morning, and you see that, oh, your business is working. Even when I was away for a couple of days, my business was still running when I wasn't even, I was practically not doing anything and the business was running in the background. So that's the beauty of this business for me. The fact that when you're sleeping, you're awake,
Yeah.
as long as you set it in motion, it works for you. And you don't even have to go out of your comfort zone. Another good thing about this business is that it works around your schedule and not the other way around. So for me, that's key, especially with the fact that I have young kids. So life is really busy for me right now. I'm being able to do that with my 9 to 5 and this business, and I'm not burnt out, right? So for me, it's really key that you have everything working for you, and this business is sustainable. It's doing what it's meant to do, and even more. So that's really, really key for me. Me, I'm not really like a tech, even though I'm in IT, right? But I'm not like all this, oh, techie, 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 techie. I'm not even a social media person, but even not being that social media person, this business has actually helped to get that kind of thing you want. So more to say also is that whether you're a social media person or you're not a social
Or
media
not.
person, you have tech skills or you don't have tech skills, you have marketing skills. I used to say that if you want your business to fail, just tell me to come and do marketing for you. Just to let your business. But I'm not a marketing person, and every single thing in this business, your trainings, everything will teach you what to do. And one thing I've learned in this life so far, especially with this business, one thing I would always say is never say never. I've always said I can never do anything this, I can never be in online space, I can never, and I'm here right now and I'm loving it.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
that's just it. Yeah.
All right. So that is it for us, guys. I hope you guys have gotten one or two tips on how to make the right decision when you're starting a business. And if you have been sitting on the fence
Get
and
up.
you it's time to take action. Trust me,
Yeah.
you will not imagine where you will be 1 year from now
Yeah.
if you start your business at this time, right? And when we say this, we're not even just talking about the financial aspects, right? We're talking
Right.
about it's total transformation
Hmm.
in all angles, total transformation. So take action. There is still time. We still have 6 months into this year, but the year is really running fast. So
Right.
if you want change, you have to do something different, right? If you are doing the same thing and expecting a different result, it's not going to happen. And if you're praying to God for a change, and God is pushing you or putting something in your front and you're not taking action, you're waiting for that big miracle to happen. It's not going to happen because a lot of people you see today succeed when you just say, I don't know, this person don't blow, or this person just make money. That money wasn't made overnight. There are things that the person have been doing behind closed door, like daily habits that have built momentum in the long run. Okay, so it's good to take action. What's the worst that can happen? When I wanted to start this business, I said to myself, I said, is either I try or I die trying. Because what's the worst that can happen
We
that I've
sink
not
or we
hoped
float.
for?
We
Right? Is
sink or
either
we
I
float.
succeed or I do not succeed. Here I
Exactly.
am today, almost more than 1 year, right? And I have learned so much. A year ago, if somebody tells me I will even come here live like this and be
Hmm.
talking,
Oh,
in fact, my people in my people that are close to me will say it's a lie, right? Even me, I will not believe it. But today, I can't boldly come here and do this live because I have learned. And the best skills that you can learn right now is actually social media skill. Me, the
yeah.
only people I jealous right now is people that have mastered the social media skills that
Content
have
creators.
audacity.
Mm-hmm.
For
Yeah.
those people, it is raining money.
Yep.
There is so much money to be made in the online space. So reach out to any one of us and explore this business to see if it's a good fit for you. So that is it for us tonight.
Thank you guys for joining us tonight. We look
For
See
forward
the
you
to
next
seeing you.
week.
See you
yeah,
next.
bye.
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 Good night.